Mike Mallett from DirtTrackDigest.com here with Kenny Bruce. This has been just a fun time, Ken. Everybody walking through the shop having fun here. But we're having fun. Eastern States finally concludes. It's been a long day. We waited out Mother Nature, and they got it in, thankfully, because I'm not going to be thankful about it in the morning, but thankfully we got it in here tonight. Spectacular race. We talked last night. We were a little bit let down with what happened. Tonight, no letdowns. Last to first for Stewart Friesen.
The racetrack was amazing, We all complained and we had to sit here all day in the rain, but the racing made it worth it. And it was to watch Stu come blast the outside in 61 laps from 44th to 1st. That was amazing to watch.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. And again, he did it as he always does here at Middletown. He won Thursday night. We talked about him running the top with the sail panels and the American Racers tonight. He had the Hoosiers on. Did not matter. I guess we should almost rename that line here the Stew Lane here at Middletown, because he was running that outside wall and he has figured it out and figured out how to put that car right up inches away from that top side. And, hey, look, there's Stu.
I can't believe they shut down the lap.
I can't believe they closed the bar. You know what? You're the third person to walk into the shop to say that.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, you needed more White Claw was the problem.
Yeah.
So there's your winner again, Stewart Friesen. This is awesome. This is fun, and this is why we do it. We're having a good time here. But again, he won it from last, 44th, as we said. He got the lead on lap 61, pitted after that, and then luckily when he did pit, he pitted and came back in. I think it was about 12th, 16th by the time he pitted, and then he came back and he raced his way back to the front and took the lead for the final time on lap number 129.
Yeah, it's hard to just talk about it. He just does so well here. He just rips that outside, and it was just fun to watch. There's really not much else you can say. He's clean racing. He just blasted around everyone. Sometimes it took him a few laps. Towards the end of the race, the outside started to go away a little bit, and he sort of moves his line back down to the middle. But overall, what can you say? Stewart Friesen.
He's the man. He was the man here today. Matt Shepard came home in second, and Shepard mentioned, it just takes his car too long to get going. He goes, it takes a 30-lap green flag run, and then my car comes to life. And actually, at the end of the race, he was gaining on Stu, but by the time he got things kind of figured out, Stewie had a straightaway lead.
Yeah, when I was watching Race Monitor, when Matt got into second by Billy Decker, he was behind by about almost 8 seconds, and at the finish it was a little under 5 or a little over 5. So he was cutting it down, but it just wasn't enough time, and he's like you said, he lost it on restarts, and Danny almost got him there for third again, and then once that happened, he sort of took off and he got by Decker, and then he took off after Stu, but there just wasn't enough laps left.
Yeah, Billy Decker finished in third, and a great run for Billy Decker. At one point, Billy Decker went 4 wide for the lead. I know Peter Britton was in that mix, Matt Williamson, I believe Mike Mahaney was the other driver in the mix, but 4 wide. Matt Shepard, okay. And again, Mike Mahaney led some laps here tonight too, but he took the lead 4 wide coming off of turn 2. And, after what we saw yesterday, and, we were disappointed. I didn't think wasn't sure what to expect today, but 4 wide race for the lead is pretty freaking spectacular.
Yeah, it is, and we knew we were going to see better racing today just because of the weather. The Centennial race was the same way. Mm-hmm. It just, with the weather, it just puts more moisture into the track and gives these guys more lanes to race on, and they use the 300 tires, the D300 Hoosiers, and it just lets them run different lanes, and it just makes everything better.
Oh, it was a lot better tonight. One guy you got to feel bad for, Billy Decker, he kind of said he got that 4 wide pass, got a jingle, got left front was losing air, then or the right front, one of the two. Then at the end, he actually had a left rear tire go flat over here in victory lane, so he was losing some air there. Finishing in position number 4, Danny Johnson, as you mentioned, kind of faded there. And Larry White rebounded nicely, came back up through. Jimmy Phelps in 6th, Tim Fuller 7th, Tim McCready 8th, Billy Dunn 9th, and Matt Williamson finished 10th. And you got to feel a little bit for Matt Williamson. Had a spectacular weekend. And tonight, not sure what happened. We didn't see it, but we know Mike Mahaney and Matt Williamson racing about 8th or 9th, and they tangled, got together, and somehow they both ended up in the wall. No real damage to either car, but they both ended up the wall over in turn 3.
Yeah, like you said, we didn't see what happened, but them two have been racing. They were racing hard for 3 or 4 laps there. I mean, at one point Matt was on his bumper pushing him down the front stretch, and all of a sudden the yellow's out, and it's them two over in victory lane or over in between turns 3 and 4, and there's a little something between them two, because of the rides. But all in all, I thought Matt positioned himself well after his first pit stop to come back up, and then they ended up making another pit stop, and then that happened, and he just could never. He was fast. They just couldn't get back up. This traffic was too tight to get by. All them guys are running so hard up front. It's just bad. hard to pass.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, unless you could really get out of line and go up on that top, it was tough at times for guys that were on the bottom. But the guys that could roll that top really were able to make up tracks. One guy that had a really tough night, he started on the pole, Max McLaughlin, and you just gotta feel bad for him, man. He went in, he was trying to stand the lead lap, he pitted early, was trying to stand the lead lap, and he just misjudged going into turn one, and the car got up over into the wet stuff, it looked like, and then he just skated and ended up catching the Uke tires, or the big tires here they have to protect the wall in turn one, and ended up flipping upside down. He got clipped by Jimmy Horton, but fortunately Max was okay.
Yeah, that was tough deal for Max. He had actually. I forget who was leading at the time, but it was Stewie. Yeah. Stewart passed him and put him a lap down, and Max sort of like got up on the wheel and he got his lap back, and he was just pushing so hard to stay on the lead lap because he had a fast car. He was actually pulling away from Stewie once he got by him, but it's just a tough break for them. You know, you feel bad for him. We talked to him over the weekend a little bit. And everything was happy, everything was going good, and then wreck a car like that and. He probably wouldn't have been that bad until Horton clipped him, and then that really did the damage.
Yeah, that did. Yeah, that did them both in for the night. The other guy that had really bad luck was Brett Hearn. Got involved in an early jingle and it jammed something up on the left rear quarter. And of course, we're running quick fills here, so it messed up the fuel line getting fuel into the car, and then eventually the talk on the radio was that split, and then the lost pressure in the fuel cell, I believe, is what they were saying on the radio. And then Hearn shut the car down, or the car shut off, and he was pushed to the pits, ending his Eastern States 200, a guy that we always expect to be at the front. Yeah,
and once again, he had positioned himself well, too. He pitted early, got the fuel he needed, and then he had that problem, and then he was coming back up there, but he said you need to keep the fuel in the car, and they couldn't do it.
Yep. So I think we've covered it. Ken here from the Orange County Fair Speedway. We've had a great weekend. We appreciate you following along with us all weekend long. It has been a grind here. I know a lot of work to do tomorrow, but real jobs, I think, first for both of us. But we'll get this up soon for you. But, again, thanks for tuning in. We want to thank Fox Racing Shocks, of course, and our friends from VP Racing Fools for their support here of this weekend. Of course, Dirt Track Digest year-round. And for Ken Bruce, my name's Mike Mallett. Thanks for watching, as always, and hopefully we'll see you down the road at the races.
I just want to say I want to thank all the people here that came up to – we had countless amount of people come up to us over the weekend and, appreciate what we're doing, and that's what we do it for. We do it for the fans.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, again, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.